We in this thing. Hey, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Club Rich. We talk about everything pop culture. If y'all see a little difference in everything, Mickey done finally got his life together. He done got my cutesy background. Y'all can kind of see my little cartoon and stuff in the background. Got my UV light popping, a nice skin glowing, hair red. We trying to upgrade around here. Like I said, we got my unofficial co-host Mickey Jordan on the line. How you doing,
All
Mickey?
right, how about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm ready for the weekend, child. Dealing with sick kids and work and all that kind of stuff. I am definitely ready for the weekend. So,
Hold up 1 second. Let me get you up. While I was doing that, I forgot to get your subjects up so go on. Enlighten the people while I get your subjects together.
all right, y'all. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for y'all tuning in on Sundays. The Sundays actually been hitting a little bit harder than the Friday action. So I'm sitting here like, child, do I need to switch to Sunday night instead of Friday night? Y'all are partying hardy to the point that y'all can't even tune in on Fridays anymore. Um, like I said, thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. I've been trying to get my weekend schedule together because I want to bring you guys a lot of content as far as like events and stuff to do during the weekend. But I know for a fact I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of the Cigar Lounge. They got this new thing going on Fridays. They're actually doing a trivia night, R&B trivia night. I think I'm quoting it correctly. And so child, I know me some R&B like the back of my hand, so I'm going there and see if I can win me some prizes. They got like gift cards and all that kind of stuff that they're giving away, so it's gonna be a heck of a time. But Mick Dog, you ready for the good stuff?
Hold on. Let me drop your what's the name for that time or whatever. Let me get that together. Let me get that running.
Drum roll, please, for the
Oh,
first segment of the night. Doop, doop, doop.
I'm going through that.
Girl, what's tea? Y'all like my little cell phone and stuff too. So okay, just to let y'all know, everything is ah, glittery and pink with me. So if y'all see the pink on 810, just know it's me. Pink, pink, pink. But girl, what's tea? So what's our first subject of the night? What's the first subject, Mick? This is cute, y'all. I said, we report so much crazy, chaotic stuff that we was gonna bring something cute this evening. A DC young man that ended up being the valedictorian of his class actually was living in a tent for the last 2 years of high school. So I thought that was awesome. I know personally a young guy that ended up being I don't know if he was valedictorian of our class. I think he was though. And he stayed in like the trailer park that was behind our school, and it was some very horrible living conditions, but he was able to prosper, and still to this day he's just flourishing, and just good things happening to him. So you can't always count people out. That's what I always tell people. Do not count someone out just because of their living arrangements, how they were raised, their background, their family situation. Sometimes those are the people that end up being the underdog, don't you think, Nick?
Oh, most definitely.
So yeah, shouts out to them. Shout out to the class of 23. Mick, I know you got a graduating baby from 23.
Yes, ma'am.
So, oh God, you know what? I'm glad I got like another 10 years until I got to even talk about open houses and all that stuff. 10 years, y'all. 10 years. Ooh.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna fly by quick.
It probably is. The youngest is 2, so it's way longer than that. But yeah, I got 10 years to prepare, child. By the time that comes around, they probably, oh, my ring light went out. Probably by the time that comes around, shoot, hopefully these kids will stop getting to the point that they don't want to open house anymore, because, child, my open house was very just, eh, blah. But nowadays, these kids and they open houses and their prom situations, it's like, who got some money for this? I'm gonna have to start begging baby daddies early, cause child. I'm not doing. You just seen the red carpets and all that stuff, Mickey,
Oh
for these
yeah,
shows?
nah, they listen. They went over the top with this for these open house. I mean, for these proms, they've been even the open houses. They've been some spectacular.
And you know what I did? Rented the top of one of the hotels on Hill Road where they had the conference room, had some food, had people from church, all that kind of stuff, and I made bank. Do you hear me? And that was about it. Like all that extravagant stuff that they do nowadays is like, man, I wish. But shouts out to all the kids. What's the next subject on the list, you guys?
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Tune in the chats too, cause y'all
Bam.
have been slacking a little bit. So tune in the chats. Oh man, one of my favorite actors, Michael K. Williams. Actually, the guy that was well, I'm not gonna say responsible, but his certified drug dealer that they know for a fact, a 72-year-old man, he
Hmm?
sentenced in connection with the overdose of Michael K. Williams. You know what's really crazy about that situation? Well, you know what? I'll go back a little bit. For people that don't know Michael K. Williams, he was a extraordinary actor, and he was a part of The Wire, one of the HBO series that really put Black life on the map for the early 2000s. Like, I love The Wire. I would probably say that The Wire is probably like top Black cinematic pieces to me. Like, it's really a top tier show. What you think, Nick?
I mean, I liked him as an actor.
Yeah, I. It's just so sad because I remember seeing footage of him discussing the rapper DMX when he passed away, and they actually passed away months in between each other. And he did a tribute to him at the BET Awards of 2021, I believe. And it's just a sad thing when you know somebody is very talented and they struggle with things that have been like 20 plus years that he was actually, involved in drug activity, which is crazy because like you will figure after a person get to a certain point in stardom that they would kind of chill down because he actually had a pretty decent show. I don't know if you ever seen him, Mick, but he had a show on the Vice channel, which showed like the underground of certain stuff. Like he was not exposing, but interviewing like people that did credit card scamming and
Oh wow.
all kind of like the show was very informative. I think it's on Netflix if I'm not mistaken now, because the show is probably about 6 or 7 years old, probably older than that. But he was exposing like the life of people that did a lot of undercover stuff that I don't even know why these people were agreeing to expose themselves because we actually watched the episode where it was a guy creating credit cards to scam people with. And he did an episode on the black web. That was very interesting too. But
Mm.
anyways, I'm glad that that young man was able to his family was able to get justice
I
to a
mean,
extent.
but this my thing. I think that was a scapegoat, even though it's messed up. But that's part of the world we see that. We see, okay, this 72-year-old drug dealer, he getting sent to jail. But I mean, sending him just another drug dealer gonna pop up. But I think they need to educate more of our entertainers, movie actors, actresses,
Uh,
rappers, singers, athletes about drugs. Because like you just said, if he already on drugs and you giving him money, what you think gonna happen?
he gonna get more expensive drugs. So a lot of people that's the typical. They do maybe weed, a little meth, certain things that's a little cheaper to get. But once you get to a higher scale, you can get the good stuff, the cocaine, the fentanyl, the good stuff. It's not the good stuff, but it's the stuff that costs a little bit more.
Right.
So, it's so sad. It's so sad because, like I said, I actually began watching The Wire again from the very beginning last week, and I was just like, wow, this is a very, very good show. Very good show. So
Well, I got one for you that you watch because I know my girl. She watched it. I didn't, but they cloned Tyrone.
I have not watched it yet. I have not.
You know what? Check that out, and then we can talk about it Sunday because I want to do it. Because I got to finish watching it too. But I put the breakdown. Somebody did the breakdown.
I
I shared it on my
yeah.
page, on my personal page. But what they thought about the movie was about. But just watch it, and we're gonna discuss it on your little
On
nightcap
Sunday.
on
I
Sunday.
got you. I'll make sure I put that in the schedule for probably Friday night or Saturday night, one of them nights. I'll make sure I have it in tow for you. I promise you.
Gotcha.
All right. So what we got next on the list, McDog?
I'm already on it.
Oh man, this kind of hurt my feelings. It's not a kind of, but it did hurt my feelings. The singer Sinead O'Connor, she passed away at age 56, you guys, just exactly a year after losing her 17-year-old son to suicide. So, from reports that I'm seeing, it could possibly be a suicide. It's not confirmed yet, but like I said, it's a lot of reports that's coming in. I feel so bad for the lady because like her last tweet that she put up was a tweet discussing her son's untimely passing and her having to really deal with the grief of not having her son, and then just knowing how he died, it really has taken a toll on her. So it's been the first year that she had to deal without having her son. So it's so sad, you guys. I really like her song, "Nothing Compares to You." I really like that song. So
Mm.
um, I didn't get too far in depth in her catalog. I just really, if you want to be honest, she's a little more controversial than it really was. Her catalog. I think she was more into the political field as time
See,
went on.
that's where I kind of remember. I'm not gonna lie to you. Say I listened to all her music. I remember her back in the day, but I was more in the rap. But I
Yeah,
remember her being an activist,
yeah.
like her fighting for things. They did say she did transition to Islam, but I'm just like,
Recently, yeah, she did.
yeah. But yeah, switched over. Let me say transition. She switched over, but. For, if it is what you saying, allegedly, if they did say if she did that, because it ain't no report that she's saying she committed suicide, right?
Yeah, it's just been speculation online all day because of the simple fact that she did just post a couple days ago a post regarding her son that committed suicide last year. So
Right.
that kind of
She wasn't sick or anything. That's what I wanted to know.
no,
Okay, gotcha.
no, it was just basically she was just down, very down about the situation. That's really what it was. So.
I understand that. That's a lot to lose a kid. Especially a mother y'all carrying for 9 months. I get it, and because I read some of it, shit like how he was her best friend, and you know what I'm saying. I get it. You know.
Yeah, especially when you're really, really close with your kids like that, because a lot of kids when they reach the teenage years, they really don't. Some of them don't like really being that close knit to their parents because they feel like it's not a link or any kind of just meshing together when you feel like your parents is way older than you. You feel like you can't talk to them about anything, so you kind of shy away from your parents to go towards people, your peers or whatever the case may be. But it was the complete opposite. So they were very, very close. I couldn't imagine. Hopefully I'd never have to imagine, but I couldn't imagine just having to deal with that type of grief.
Yeah, I mean, well, mental health is real because, like I said, her son committed suicide. So it's like, mental health is a serious thing that's going on out here. We might think people straight.
Think about ring like
And shit, we might think people straight in because they looking straight. Because don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to veer off on what you're talking about.
I'm
It's just with me. Listen, I look at it when I be thinking because I might deal with it like different. Like some people really be stressed out, and I'll be like, man, you supposed to get over that because it's little tedious things to get me. I be stuck on and can't let go, but not to the point where I like want to end. And I hope I never reach that level. But I'm just saying, it's some people. So I got a better understanding. I even should be understanding mental health, but I'm not used to some of the things I can see people just be like, that was nothing like to lose it over.
you know what? I'm like the complete opposite. certain stuff happen to me, and sometimes I want to do something to the person that put me in that situation to feel that hurt. You know what I'm saying? But never, oh, go do something to myself. No. So it's just one of those things. I think everybody has a bout with negative mental illness at some point in their life. I mean, shoot, living in Flint, you have to deal with some kind of um
Yes, yes, yes,
like you have to kind of block out certain things that's happening around you to
yes.
to maintain a healthy mental state. So,
I agree with you.
oh man, it's just a very very sad situation. You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the situation with Whitney Houston and her daughter. Actually, shout out to them. They Bobby Brown and Bobby Brown Jr. I think, is he Junior? I know he got a couple Bobbies
Mm.
that they were acknowledging the 7-year passing of Bobby Christina as of yesterday. So
Oh wow, yeah. Condolences to them
yeah, so
and prayers to the family.
it just kind of reminds me of that situation where one person leaves this earth and you're so tied to them that you feel like you can't live on and you can't progress without them because you're so used to them being your backbone. Kind of like how Whitney and Bobby Christina were. So
Yeah, but see, when you got drugs, that's what I'm saying. I think we in a drugged up society that people
yeah,
for every time because they give you medicine for you to cope, and you got to think. And young people, like, hey, I was young at a time and we did things. It might not be the drugs that are the choice today, but we are experimenting with certain things, which you
yeah,
shouldn't do. But like when my thing is when you playing with these psychedelics, I'm not gonna say psychic, but when you taking medicine for people who having a hard time to cope with reality, what do you think you using it as getting high? These people using it as the
survive.
right, and it's like, and we, you know what I'm saying, from a drug culture, from our movies, from everything, it's like doing drugs is popular now. It used to be a time where,
Ain't that crazy? And it's like
yeah,
people openly discuss their drug use. They document it, they rap, sing, whatever about it. They put it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And it's not even a thing anymore. It used to be a point in time where you had to speculate a celebrity was on crack or whatever the case may be. Now it's kind of like, shoot.
right. I mean, even now, you certain people, yeah, like with syrup drinking, like, you know, popping pills. People was doing things back in the day. They just wasn't so out open. They wouldn't let everybody know. And now it's like, well, everybody know I can get high. Like you'll see certain rappers or whatever. You'll see the young ones. They be on pills. You see them be nine, and they think that's cool. It's like how you think y'all keep getting beat or whatever. How you getting played out of money because the ones who controlling it, they want to let you.
Yeah, you're not actually paying attention to yourself. So, shoot, if I was somebody that could get over on someone and you hide out of your mind all the time, I probably would take advantage of you too. So, yeah, oh man, it's
It's
just
just
that thing.
listen. What you said was the truth. It is just it happens even on the lower level. So what you see at the top level is no different. That's what happened on the bottom. It's different commas and zeros and digits behind money. But you're
People
right.
take celebrity and automatically think that it's just so higher up in rank. Like you said, it's only a movement of decimals that separates us from a celebrity. That's it. A
No,
movement.
just think. Not to cut you off. Just think about it. You'll have some entertainers they be knowing who be drug addicts, but they got talent, and they still, even from basketball players, they be no football players. Back in the day, they knew this person was still crack, but he had talent, and so it's just they know everybody would take advantage. It's just the way it's like how the system is. It's set up to take advantage of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I'll say this before we get off that point. I definitely have been thinking you guys about doing some kind of event for the city of Flint that focuses around mental illness. I know me and Dr. Weaver actually said something about it to each other some months back, and I still want to go ahead and get that event particularly together because it's a lot of people in the city that have bouts of mental illness that are not addressed at all. I mean, you can go downtown Flint and see that there's so much going on with people that's just walking around. You know what I'm saying? And it's not diagnosed, it's not treated. It's almost kind of like, if you leave them alone, maybe, maybe they'll float off somewhere and you won't have to deal with it. And I feel like that's how things get worse when people have things going on and they don't have a way to vent, they don't have a way to cope, or have a way to even fix the things that are going on in their life. So mental illness is real, you guys, and we're going to have an event coming up soon addressing such. But anyways, Mick Dog, what's the next topic on the list? Yeah, I done messed up my ring light, y'all. Oh man, this hurt my feelings, y'all. And let me tell y'all
Oh
the,
shit.
the juice on the street, child. For one, don't quote me because this is alleged. We're gonna put alleged. I need to get one of them alleged fans that they got on Hollywood Unlocked. Allegedly. Tina knows Beyonce's mommy. She's getting divorced from her dude. What's his name? Richard Lawson.
That
Uh,
Richard Lawson, huh? You want me to blow it up for you?
yeah.
I'll
I'll
blow
be
it up
saying
for you.
Rich Lawson, but it's Rich.
Hold on. Let me blow it up for you better. How
So
about that?
apparently, after 8 years, they have came to well, it ain't even no agreement because from what I was told, that it was kind of like on the blind side, like she did what she did. But the thing of it is, I knew something was going on because Miss Lawson has a social media presence that, like, within the last 2 years, she's been using it to either tell like these little corny jokes that she likes to tell on Instagram, or she'll give us peaks of Blue Ivy. That's her deal, like her and Blue Ivy telling jokes and stuff. So it's kind of like, she gives a small glimpse into Beyonce's life. Beyonce is very private. She'll throw up some pictures here and there, but that's it. That's all you're getting from B. So, yeah, she filed for divorce, and actually today the Twitter world never freaking failed. They dug up Mr. Lawson's Twitter page, right? And Mick, tell me why they done dug up for at least the last 4 5 years. Child been on Twitter looking up Twitter porn.
I mean, listen, he a grown man. Listen, let me tell you something. That's just like you finding your man got what back in the day what they would be having Playboy books. I mean, if he had porn
Right now,
tapes,
though,
yeah, but I'm just I'm
this is
just
within the last couple years.
I'm just saying he wasn't cheating. Maybe he was looking. He was trying to find some new techniques or something. But I'm just saying. But to divorce him, to me, I just make it simple. To sum my thought up. When you be seeing them like them like celebrity marriages, man, to me they be like for it to make it with 8 years. Hey,
That's a long time too.
yeah, and celebrity in Hollywood 8 years.
Somebody made a comment on IG and I laughed at it so hard. This dude was like, "Y'all too old to be trying to get divorced. Why don't y'all stay together and be miserable like us normal folks?" I'm like, "Y'all so ignorant." You know what? From what I've seen online, as far as like them as a whole, they had some kind of TV show called Black Love. I think that's what it was called a couple years ago. And every single couple that was on that show is now divorced. So it was Megan Good and her husband, them two. Oh God, who else was on it? But every single couple that was on that show was divorced.
Because them are celebrity marriages just not based off the two people really love each other. That's just based off we got together money. And you know what I'm saying? They
See, this is why I tell people it's okay to give bits and pieces and peaks and whatever of your life via social media. But I've learned personally from dealing with somebody that ended up being totally different than what they portrayed to be. Sometimes it's okay to keep something to yourself. I wouldn't dare get on a platform and try to tell other people how their marriage should go, what they tips on how to keep their marriage fresh. all that kind of stuff. Because it's different strokes for different folks, for one. Um, Two, my marriage might not be in a great spot. So it's like, why try to make it seem like it's just glitz and glamour and this? Well, we know damn well ain't nobody marriage, nobody's is all that 1000% of the time. That's why I said, I I really wish that she would have kept that mystique like Beyonce has attempted to do over the years. Um, we only know certain things because she has divulged that information, and not even that much information she has given out. So it's okay to keep certain things to yourself. That's my deal with everything. It is a okay to keep certain things under wraps. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe you would have stayed married a little bit longer if you weren't out trying to give everybody marriage.
you're right about that.
Because nobody's perfect, and I'm not gonna be that person that's out here trying to give that image of perfect
I'm
because
just saying, if it was just because he was watching that on
I
Instagram,
don't think that's what it was. But the girls, like I said on
oh
Twitter,
come on, they was throwing him up under the bus anyway. I mean, only thing I could think of, because I just you seen celebrity marriages like that Hollywood stuff. To me, it's like they become like movies. Yeah, divorce. Okay, you'll see her with maybe a younger man now, somebody in their 40s or something, or you know what I'm saying, or
child,
not trying to be funny. She gonna probably be with a white billionaire or something. It's like
that's gonna be
it's to me. It's like they do things like she would 60 something.
yeah, because Beyonce is what 42, 43.
So she dead and close to 70. I ain't trying to knock her what's her name, but
That's just the truth.
yeah, I'm just saying they be doing things like they still in their 20s. Like I used to think that was crazy with what's her name, Elizabeth Taylor. How
Oh,
they
ah,
have out there in their 30 some marriages. Like what
that's
have you learned from the
not
first
a
five?
nothing,
And they
zero,
all
zero.
and they all be the same thing. It'd be like they was they still be trying to do the same thing they was doing when they was in their 20s. It's just like
Okay,
when do you settle down or when do you like okay, I'm not finna have all these. Like I give you what's the one guy? Damn, I can't think his name. Played in Ocean 11, and he was single for the
Clooney,
longest. Nah, he was single for the longest. Damn,
Pitt
he was one of the main characters.
was Brad Pitt in that movie.
Yeah, not Brad Pitt, the other one. The other one. You know the guy. He played Batman. Um, ah, damn, I can't think of his name.
Batman. No,
Yeah, he was single for the longest. He was supposed to be an eligible bachelor, but he finally then got married. I can't think of this guy's name. For shit.
don't get me to lie because I ain't seen.
I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. George Clooney.
I just said Clooney.
Well, my bad. I was thinking I was called Clooney. Maybe the chat could have helped us out. But George Clooney, and I think he married now. But look how long. I mean, even I know some men, but even though he married a younger woman, whatever. But it comes a time when even the bachelor life is like, hey, somebody you can deal with.
Somebody
It's like
come in and
it's like when I be seeing them doing this stuff at like at 50, 70 years, 60 years old. Was he whooping you? Was he what? He wasn't bringing no money because it could be a lot of times it'd be financial. He wasn't getting a lot of movie roles no more. He not pulling in like that no more. That you accustomed to living a certain lifestyle. You want
I
to
don't
be
think
flying
that's so
here.
because I mean she's made a great living for herself. A
Well,
great living for herself.
let me take it back. George Clooney has divorced too, but I can understand his wife. He got up in age.
And she hitting them pockets too for what's been exposed. She hitting them pockets good.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying stuff happens, but that's where you, like I say, see, it's that entertainment. What's the name? Get something close to your age group. Like, I get it. You 70 years old, you still want to be the older bachelor man, but you go grab you something 30. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's why I know me. I've been divorced since 2018. I'm so transparent about stuff like that. Um, I always say I'm going to take my time and find what situation is best for me to get into. I don't never want it to be a situation where I'm getting back into something just to showboat or I done bounce back, y'all, because a lot of people they do stuff like that. You get divorced or break up and hey, I bounce back, you guys. You see who I'm arm in arm with, and a lot of the times that just be for show.
I'm saying doing. See, it make more sensible when you get somebody around your age group. I'll give you an example. How old is you again? Not to be in your business. You 33, right? Now you go grab a man 73. Now you know I'm listen, this is not I'm just saying, I'm just giving an example. I don't even say 73. Let's say 60. Let's just say
Yeah,
60. Now you know you like to go out, you're gonna want to travel, do all this. That man at 60, if he's not in good
I
health shape.
feel them in the airport in the wheelchair. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you get somebody that you can grow with. I'm just saying, like maybe like that 60-year-old man, he should be trying to find him somebody around 50, around his age, or something that he know he ain't got to be jet ski doing all this because it's like really
Yeah,
you.
because they're not going to be in the mood for all that. But a lot of people do that because it's a financial game. Eh, It's just a slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope because you get people that marry for love, and then you get people that marry for financial purposes.
Right. I mean, I get it, but I'm
I,
just saying
oh, trust me, I get it.
it goes for man and a woman. You a woman, you 84, you 60, you 65, and you got your young dude about 30. He gonna be faithful. Cut the crap.
He gonna be faithful to that wallet.
Yeah, and maybe wonder he was cheating on me. He wasn't supposed to. Like he human, and I say the same thing with the man. You 70 and she 20. Even even if you 40 and she 20, recipe for disaster. I'm just saying, in 20 years, when she 40, you see, if it make it that long, I'm just saying, it's a
I'm just
recipe
telling you,
for
the
disaster.
only situation that I agree with in that aspect was Anna Nicole. And rest in peace to her. She did what she needed to do. She found somebody that had the whole foot and a half in the grave, and she knew that once she got married to him, all she had to do was change diapers for a couple months, and he was out the door.
Listen, I watched some of the court hearings on the Anna and Nicole, and I usually, I'm just telling you, it's some things to the low I will not go to get some money, and I'm not mad unless I say, you gave it up, but you're not going to go see me, and I know. I know I need the help.
Oh
Let
my!
me just tell you. But if you think I'm finna go make believe like I'm with this, because I saw some of this stuff, the court proceedings when his kids was telling her how she was playing over their daddy, man. I said, listen,
Child, you see them wedding photos when they was smooching? I'm like,
no. When they went to court and the family was there, and she told that screw you, Rust here.
oh
One of
yeah,
the
the
kids and
dad,
stuff.
the dad actually kind of did some bull crap in my opinion because he married her, but in the same token, once he got married, he signed over everything to his son. So it was kind of like he kind of knew that she was on some bull crap.
Man, that dude had one foot in the in.
He had both feet in the ground. It was somebody just needed to trip him, and he was just gonna fall.
Yeah, I'm just
In.
saying, but when you a man, and it's not to knock the guy or nothing, but you can tell it was just listen. They
He
was doing
coming to the strip club, watching her dance and stuff, and got mesmerized by her
yeah,
beauty.
man. They was it was just an old man they was giving dad. His son was probably look, pops going up there. But you
Going
think you finna give her this fortune? You know what I'm saying? It was
I don't
like
the son. I don't like child. You about to pass that over here.
uh
She
uh
you for 5 minutes. Oh yeah.
no rush, no. But I'm just saying that no. But that let me know to the extent that
People will go.
to get some yeah. But I mean, he left himself open. He gave him a few dollars, but
Come on.
nevertheless, I
Oh my.
couldn't do it.
Go to the next subject, Mick, because I'm in support. Oh, okay. This is my last little tea for the night. You guys, LeBron James, his 18-year-old son, Bronny James, he suffered cardiac arrest while he was actually doing workout and training at USC. It's been a very wide range of younger people suffering from cardiac arrest. And I wonder what that like how is that tying in with the young crowd? Because it happens so often. You had the guy that was playing football last year that, young guy.
Damar Hamlin for Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills.
Like what the heck is going on? Like it's so many young people that's happening to as of lately. And it's like should we be concerned that this is gonna be like a new thing? Are they being worked a little too hard? Like what's going on? What's going on?
Nah, that's something rough right there. 'Cause I'm like, have the workouts got harder, but you never know, man. Just maybe the stress from basketball, but for having cardiac arrest, I'm glad he pulled through or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm definitely glad.
yeah,
LeBron actually made a statement today, just thanking everybody and
yeah. I
from
mean, that,
home chilling. So I couldn't ask for anything more.
now you're not lying because a lot of teenage kids have been. I don't know how big of it is. I ain't gonna say that, but it's been strange that a lot of young athletes, been having heart attacks.
I had a very good friend. Shout out to Eric Marks and his family. I hope some of you guys are tuning in. Young guy was going to what was he going to Muskegon? Was that where he was going? This is about 10 years ago. Was playing basketball. We was like what 23, 24 at the time, and he's playing basketball and just passed out during the game, and that was it. Um, had a young daughter at the time, and that was like my first exposure to like younger people just dying for no apparent reason, no past trauma, no medical records that just state that it was something going on. Just passed out. That was it. That was it. Um, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, though, Mick. I think it's a combo of the current status of the food that we intake now. Um, you got to understand, we live in a different world. Look, we just reported on them genetically making meats and stuff now. We really don't know 1000% what we're consuming inside our bodies that's changing anything to make us from a healthy, 5-year old to maybe a not so healthy 20-year old because we've consumed fake processed food. We go to McDonald's, that's some bull crap. Um, Hell, the veggies and stuff that we got at the store are not even the same anymore. You pump a whole bunch of steroids and certain stuff so it can grow faster now. We got so much going on that we probably will never be able to completely pinpoint, like as far as food wise, what can cause a heart attack, what can cause cardiac arrest, because there's so much bull crap that we consume nowadays.
Mm.
So I think that's one factor. I guarantee you that's one factor behind a lot of these young athletes just passing out. And it's not even athletes. I think I was watching something on Channel 12 earlier about a young woman, not a young woman, it was like a little girl. She was like probably 10 years old. I think her name was London. And she had like a cardiac arrest situation and she passed away. So I don't know. What do you think that it would do us some justice to start getting like certain health screenings way earlier in life compared to like what the doctors are telling us? Because I've had people that I've known that were my age or younger passing away from breast cancer, all kind of stuff. And these are people that are not even in their 30s and stuff.
Well,
So
well, you gotta understand that some areas. I'm just gonna say in poor areas. Just think about Flint,
oh,
water terrible.
fed, being
Then,
fed lead for
then,
years.
then you got to think about look how the poor air quality was.
Still is. We had a situation
See,
yesterday where I was getting alerts on my computer at work about a lot of pollen and stuff being in the air. The air was very thick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just look at all the stuff that's going on.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's what I'm saying. Just like it seems like it's more stuff dumped on that the body, along with it's not eating right. Like eating all these fast foods are not good for the body. And
They're not. They're not.
and I'm trying to think of that movie. What was it called? Super
Super
Size Me.
thick. Oh my God. We watched that in school and it's crazy because he came out with a part two.
Mm.
And he did that for what, a month straight, and he got so fat quick. Like his face was swole. His body was just so jacked up. He was throwing up daily from that stuff. And shoot, the man almost killed himself from eating McDonald's for a month straight.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at it and you wonder, like, well, we got high, diabetes in kids.
Hmm.
Saying it's really it's a,
That's a big thing. How young small kids either have diabetes, they're having bouts of asthma. That a lot of the times, a lot of little kids didn't suffer from asthma. You throw them outside and let them run around in circles until they pass out, and it wasn't a thing. Now it's like, true, there's a lot of kids. Now you got to stop them and hey, grab your inhaler and all that kind of stuff. Like it's so many ailments that affect smaller kids that back in the day would only affect teenagers or maybe adults and stuff. Now it's like young kids go through some of the crazy stuff we go through now.
and that's what I'm saying. When you look at it, it's like all the ailments we got going on because poor air quality, poor water, but that's a lot going on in the poor community. So you're gonna have high asthma, high diabetes. It's gonna be everything gonna be where the food, like it's a food desert here,
I'm
especially on the north side. So it's like when you going and not going to liquor stores to grocery shop.
Yeah, I've done that when during COVID when stuff was closing at 9 o'clock at night and the liquor store was still open. I go in there and go get $5 gallon of milk, and I'm like, what?
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
uh,
those were not the days. But anyways, we got like 2 minutes left on the clock. I can't believe that we done went through 45 minutes that quick, Mick.
dropped it off.
Hey, hey, hey. We know you guys before we get off. Let me hurry up and say we'll be back Sunday. I got some events that I'm going to try to scope through between Friday and then, so you guys can have a little little backdrop of Flint for the weekend. Actually, I got a surprise for y'all because I'm not going to be in Flint for the whole weekend. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are the best. Y'all be having my views on Crunk too, cause I seen my views for last week. I said, okay, y'all be tuning in. Y'all be acting like y'all don't want to comment in the comments, but it's cool though. As long as y'all tuning in and getting them views together. Anything you want to say, Mick, before we get off?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give them a little tap in to Saturday morning, 8:10 morning, as I'm gonna call it.
8:10 morning. What's going on, Mick? I'm listening.
Oh, we're gonna drop Thrill Kill at 8 o'clock.
Oh, boom.
Tanya Burns at 10
Nice.
o'clock. Melissa Mays at 11 o'clock. And then I'm going to give them something special at 1 o'clock. I don't know what show I'm going to do. One of the shows. I'm
Ooh.
going to give them one of the shows out the week. I'm going to drop back off on the.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, anyways, we got like 30 seconds, you guys. Thank you again for tuning into Club Rich. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And like I said, I'll see you guys Sunday night at what, 8, 9 o'clock? I don't even know what time we'll be coming on. Is it 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. All right, 8 o'clock. I see y'all Sunday and tune in tomorrow morning for Thrill Kill and all the rest of the crew. Peace out, y'all.